This might be an uncharitable interpretation, but I think for someone like you who has a job that they enjoy, family, kids, nice house, all of that, doing that kind of stupid shit doesn't make any sense. But if you have no meaning in your life kind of sucks.
Yes.
Then you can give it some meaning by going out and fighting for a cause or tweeting for a cause, right?
Yes.
Now, I say this is an uncharitable interpretation. They might say, we're trying to save the country or whatever.
Right.
But I do think underneath that, there's probably quite a lot of personal dissatisfaction.
In this conversation, Adam Carolla makes a point I don't think enough people talk about. The idea that a lot of modern outrage and activism, it really isn't about politics at all. It's about meaning. He explains why some people throw themselves into causes, protests, and online fights, why others don't feel that pull at all. And honestly, this might be one of the most clearest breakdowns of human behavior I've heard in a long time. Let's take a look, and then we'll break it down together.
I would hope so. I pray you're right. Because if they're really satisfied and happy at the end of the day, I'm really going to be miserable.
Yeah, I just think people latch onto these causes because it gives them, it doesn't only give all of that, it also gives you a sense of purpose.
Yes.
You're no longer working in recruitment and you hate your job and, you don't really get on with your girlfriend or your spouse that much. All of a sudden, when Saturday comes, you're an activist. You're doing something.
No, I get the purpose part, and I think that everyone needs it, and they will find it in ways that are not really healthy if they don't find a healthy purpose. And I've always sort of thought that it's about projects and being engaged and working with your hands and having lots of stuff sort of on your plate to deal with. And I mean, you get back to these adages, the devil makes work for idle hands and that kind of stuff.
This right here is the part that people underestimate. Human beings were built for work, real work, not 8 hours in a cubicle staring at a screen. When you remove physical purpose, when life stops feeling grounded, people look for intensity in other ways. Outrage, online activism, political identity, all of it becomes a replacement for the purpose we used to get from work, family, and communities.
But I think these guys knew what they were talking about when they were crafting these adages, so many years ago, which is, I've really been thinking about the move from the rural society and farming and logging and milking and, plucking chickens and churning butter to sort of cubicles and air conditioning and sort of what that's done to the psyche of human beings.
Look, absolutely. And also as well, there is a large part of this, I think, that is down to people not having kids.
Yes.
Because if you've got kids, you don't have a moment. You don't have a moment. You're not going to want to go to a Palestine protest. Because you've got a 3-year-old running around.
It's also prevents you from footage of you in an inflatable Snoopy outfit punching an ICE agent because that's unbecoming of dad or mom.
Yeah.
Like it prevents you, it probably prevents you from doing porn and like other things as well, because now you have a witness to your life.
When you have responsibilities, it changes everything. You start to filter your actions through, what would my kids think if they saw this? That doesn't make you perfect, but it does redirect the energy into something more stable than outrage.
Right. So A, it engages you. B, you sort of pass it through a filter like, well, would you like your kid doing this when they're in their 40s? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't wish that upon them. You would hope they would be doing something more constructive. But also, you now have these little witnesses who are going to see you forever on the internet making an ass of yourself.
Oh, absolutely. But, we're sitting here, Adam. It's a beautiful view. The view, LA, the sun is shining. And you keep saying you're going to leave, Adam. I don't see any sign of it.
Yeah. I'm trying to build a house in Nevada. And you're right. It's hard to leave this view in this weather. And but I bought land. I got plans. And I haven't broken ground yet, but I have the land and I have the plans. So I'm moving toward building and moving to Nevada.
He's never going to leave us.
You love it here too much. Come on.
It's hard to blame you. It's amazing.
It is. It is amazing. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. I mean, when you are, you know, a place that isn't this, you have to sort of work for it. And I think it's probably something we've discussed, but it's kind of baked in. I mean, it sounds dumb, but, or like I'm just making a metaphor, but I'm really not, which is California is a hot blonde that never had to study because her phone was always ringing and there was always someone buying her drinks and dinner and there was always something to do. And so you take these other states, and these other states who don't have this to offer, they're like, look, we got to study, we got to out compete, we got to work harder, we got to lower our taxes, we have to make it attractive, we have to attract people to come here, which is we don't need to do that. And LA in California sort of got by on topography for a long time. Like you can go, we'd say it, you go, you could be skiing up in the hills and 2 hours later be surfing, you know, in Malibu, you know, who else? Who else? And so we sort of, what we did, like the hot blonde, is we went, we don't have to study. We don't have to spend all day at the gym. We just show up in a sundress and everyone comes to us, you know. But at a certain point, the blonde turns 45 and people aren't as attracted and the suitors aren't calling and there's not a date every Saturday night. And that's kind of what California is. Like, it was a really attractive blonde who's now got some crow's feet and a little gray and is starting to age out. And now has to go get a law degree or something. Like, you got to hit the books. You got to do something. You got to be a board certified something or a CPA or something. You need to get a job at this point. You just being hot and blonde was good for 40 years.
If you made it this far, let me know what you think. Is modern outrage really about politics, or is it just a meaning crisis? Drop your thoughts below. If you enjoy calm, honest breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe. This is the Unfiltered Take.